where do we go?
I guess
We just showed up.
I guess
this
so,
is the beginning. Now, Bella?
Now.
You didn't say action.
Oh.
Say action.
Action.
All right. Well,
Welcome back.
I guess welcome
We
back.
didn't go anywhere.
Well, welcome back to the
Don't be
YouTube
selfish.
channel. We are here today. I'm here in South Carolina with my dad, my
Yeah.
family. We are going to be making hamburger steaks
We've been
today.
cooking fools. We've been cooking a lot. Normally we go out to eat.
Well, we like eating good
But
too.
yeah,
so-
we do like eating good, because especially when you cook with beef. Anything with beef and Nathan, it's like magic. Would you say that?
I like to think so.
I think so too.
I mean, I cook
know
about
so.
2 pounds of beef a day. So
You realize how much beef you eat? You ever think that through sometimes?
I bet I could probably have a cow a cow a year, probably.
Just you.
Just me. I don't like. I mean, I eat chicken, but
Yeah.
Prefers
Beef's
beef.
almost
They say it's tasty. Okay, so what are we making today?
so we got the hamburger steaks.
Ooh.
Very simple, very easy. I mean, this is like a weeknight meal, getting a quick meal, quick dinner for the family prepped. You got some ground beef, you got some onions, and you got some breadcrumbs. You can make a great, fantastic meal that is extremely tasty. So
We got this. It's going to be an integral part of our meal tonight. It's going to be hamburger steaks, and we're going to have hash brown casseroles. That's a
hash brown
separate
casserole,
video.
yeah.
And,
And
what
then-
are we watching tonight?
I think we're gonna tee up an old classic, Jeremiah Johnson.
Right?
So
Yeah.
And we've established already, we asked you before, do you think of me as a mountain man, right, Bella? Like a
Yes.
rough mountain man, especially it's the beard, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, let's get cracking. What are we doing
all
here?
right, so we got our kind of the bulk ingredients
So
kind
how
of
much
already
we got?
prepped. So
All the directions, ingredients are down below. We'll put that down in the recipe. So we got what? How many pounds of ground beef do we have?
So this is 2 pounds of
So 3 pounds.
ground beef, and then there's the other pound.
So this is 85%, and this is 93.
It comes out
So
to 90, 10-ish.
so what says it? Do you want fattier or do you want leaner, or does it matter?
So I personally like an 85-15 blend. I find that 80-20, it's just a little too fatty for my taste. So I like 85-15.
I'm a prep man. I'm gonna prep it for you.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, you still get all the flavor with the fat, but it's not so much fat that it's just
Too much fat.
It's too much.
Too much.
Long story short.
Well, can you have too much? I think we have established that you can have too much, right?
You can to a point.
All right. So hamburger goes in.
Yep. So there goes the first.
There's 1 pound,
batch.
2 pounds, and then you got what? You got an onion.
I got
Is it onion.
And onion.
And onion.
See, Nathan gets
AN
it.
for vowels, right? Or
No, you're
that
right, Nathan.
Okay. So
Daddy's wrong.
and onion. I diced that up right before the video started. So, so we got the ground beef in. You're gonna take the onion, and you're gonna get everything. I kind of like to eyeball it. I think that should be. Yeah, we'll go that full onion.
So what are you looking for? You said you like to eyeball it.
So I'm looking just for the right mixture of onions. So the main focus of a hamburger steak is obviously the beef. The onions are going to provide some juice, some flavor as that beef's cooking. But ultimately, again, it's still kind of
You don't want an onion
steak.
coup.
Right.
You don't want the onions taking over,
You don't want onion
because the onions don't run
an onion
as well.
steak with the taste
onion
of beef.
steak.
With the taste of beef.
That's onion steak. That sounds like a failed restaurant. Onion steaks.
Yeah, grilled onions are good.
I guess if you're a vegetarian, it'd be good. But you wouldn't want beef flavor.
I eat 2 pounds of beef. There's no way
Yeah,
I'm
no
vegetarian.
way you're a vegetarian.
A day.
Right? Would you agree, Bella? Mm-hmm. All right. All right. So
All
what
right,
are we
so
doing here?
after the onions, beef are in. This is where I eyeball it. I think it's probably a safe bet is probably going to be about an 1/8 cup to about a 1/4 cup per pound of beef.
So we got 3 pounds here.
So
We're going
here is
with,
unflavored plain breadcrumbs.
So about so 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs, maybe.
Yep, for about
see what
for
this
about
looks
this much. So I'm going to mix it all together.
Onions are strong.
Yeah, those fresh cut. So basically, as these are cooking, like I said, the beef, you got a lot of flavor with the beef. It's providing the protein for the meal. The onions are going to provide a little bit of juice and flavor as it cooks down. And those breadcrumbs are going to help keep the meat together but it's also going to catch and absorb those juices as it cooks, and it's going to keep it in that steak. So if you wouldn't mind, since my hands are dirty, sprinkle a little bit more breadcrumbs across the top.
Okay. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be, this is going to work out to probably about a cup.
Yeah, for about the 3 pounds of beef.
Yeah. So maybe a third of a cup of breadcrumbs per pound, and then just kind of eyeball it. So
Yep. So
should hold together into a
that's
shape.
it's about the right mixture. So the secret as well too is you don't want to mix it too much. You're going to break down those proteins, and it's not going to stick as well once you get it cooking. So once everything's together, basically all you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to make about, take a little bit off that. It's about a 1-inch ball, just like that. You're going to have
1 inch. That's probably
about
an
an inch and a half.
inch. So an inch from your knuckle to the end of your thumb. So that's probably 2 inch.
Yeah, about a 2-inch.
2-inch diameter.
It's probably about maybe 1/8 of a pound to a 1/4 pound of beef, maybe. So you're gonna make them out about like that, and we're gonna stage them here, and we're gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of this batch, and we will be back with you guys at the cast iron skillet. We got it preheating right now.
Great. We'll be right back.
We're back. All right, so we got all the.
We weren't back before, but now we're here.
Now we're back.
Yeah.
So we got all the hamburger steaks all prepped. You keep them in a ball, and I'll show you the technique on how to make these
I did that one
from
right.
the ball.
Isn't that the best one?
All right. So we got our pan nice and hot. You can already see it starting to smoke. Had a little bit of bacon grease from this morning. I like to use, you leave a little bit of grease, from kind of your cooking with cast irons. It's all extra flavor. So the secret, cooking with beef, cast iron, I like my beef tallow. Just like my steaks last night, I find it just brings a lot of flavor to beef. So we got
tablespoon?
that, and we're going to put in a little bit, about a tablespoon.
Cooking beef and beef tallow.
Yep, and all it is just beef fat. So we're gonna let that melt real quick. Set this aside. Add a little stir, and you're waiting for it to start smoking again. So the secret is always getting that texture with the meat and getting that nice sear. So it's all nice and melted now. So at this point,
Smoky.
yeah, we're gonna reduce that a little bit.
So that we got the heat on about medium high.
Medium high right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
So at this point, add your
Now you're
hamburger
leaving them
steaks.
in a ball shape.
Yep. So I'll show you. We're gonna leave those in there, and basically, the browning that happens as those cook is going to provide the surface when we flip them to mash them into the steak form.
Okay.
So we're gonna let these go for about 1 to 2 minutes.
So what you up to now? You're flying, right? Flying a lot? Back
Still
to San
flying.
Diego?
Still back in San Diego. The time's kind of wrapping up here. Probably November, December time frame. Still waiting to hear word on where I'm heading next. But
You want to hopefully fly. Keep flying, right?
still hoping to keep flying. I still love it. Still awesome.
So you're
Awesome
a
job.
helicopter aircraft commander now, right? HAC?
Yes.
Is that right? Is that what HAC stands for?
Yep, helicopter aircraft commander. So
Good.
yeah, still building hours and still loving what I do. San Diego's getting expensive, but
It's expensive. Those of you in California know.
yeah,
If you know, you know.
$6 a gallon.
We took that little trip up to see Benjamin's graduation up in Connecticut, and it was a little pricey up there too.
Yeah, I was.
But not for you.
I was
though. You were
eyeballing
like,
that gas. I was like,
Like,
oh,
oh, you're wishing
That's so
that
nice.
you only paid $4.60 a gallon.
I mean, still expensive, but hey, it's relative, I guess, right?
Yeah. So, all right. So
All right,
that's
so
about
he's
a
been
minute.
going for about 2 minutes now. So basically, you want to come in.
Nate said, "Let's chit chat. Time to get business."
Yeah, beef's cooking.
So flip them over.
So see that? See how you got that nice? And now you're going to just take your spatula and you're just going to mash that steak down. You're looking for about a 1/2 inch thickness on this steak. And you see it nice. If you had a flat spatula, it's a little easier.
Try that.
That's going to be much better.
You just mash them flat.
Yep.
Now are you gonna flip them again?
Yep. So now at this point, you're going to let them go for about 4 to 5 minutes on the first side before we flip them again, and we'll basically sear and cook the other side.
Now, is it like steak where you don't want to flip it too many times, or does it matter?
I only like to flip it once. You're going to start messing with it, and you're going to start breaking those proteins down, and it may fall apart with just flipping it back and forth. So I like to just do it once. Okay. If you wouldn't mind grabbing that salt and pepper. So after smashing it, you flip it, you smash it, and you're going to take this, and you're just going to crack just plain old salt and pepper across the top. Just season it to taste. There you go.
Salt, sir.
And here's the salt.
It's like surgery.
Just be careful of the salt, because that beef tallow does have some flavor. And there may be a tendency of it being a little too salty. So go a little lighter on the salt than you would think, and a little heavier on the pepper, and you'll find out the end product turns out well.
Now, when we do these other hamburgers, are we going to need to add some more beef tallow, you think?
Yep, same thing.
It's a little dry.
We'll see kind of how the pan's looking as you're cooking. You know, always learning every cook, but you may need to add a little bit of beef tallow to get a little of that cooking fat on the bottom of the pan.
It's like they say about check rides. You know, you always want to learn on check ride. You just don't want to learn too much.
Yeah,
right. I mean, always learn when you cook. You just don't want to learn too much, right?
Big thing with you don't want to
like
you don't want to learn something you've never heard or just completely clueless about,
or you know how you don't want to burn something terribly, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll be right back. We'll flip these over and see what they look like.
All right, we're back. It's been about 5 minutes on this pan now, so the hamburger steaks are ready to flip. I can tell you the smells already just is looking amazing. So key is to be gentle when you're flipping it and try to keep all those onions together with that hamburger steak. And that's exactly what you're looking for. It's such a simple meal, but what you're really looking for is that texture on the meat. That's going to give you a lot of flavor. So there you go.
Got a nice little crust, huh?
Oh yeah. So you give it a little flip. Take your salt and pepper. Do a little bit more on the other side.
That's it. Good.
Another 5 minutes on this side, and once all the pink, is cooked out of the meat, and it looks about ready, and cooked all the way through, they're ready to plate.
So 5 minutes each side.
5 minutes each side, and about a minute.
You could go a little bit less than that, right?
You go a little less. The key with this, though, is you really want a good crispy hamburger steak.
Because we plan to put gravy on this, right? So we want some. We don't want it falling apart. We want something to put gravy on to make a nice patty, right?
Yep.
That's the plan. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna. Well, our hash brown casserole is done. So we're gonna finish up these, and then we're gonna we'll finish these up. We'll cook the rest of these, and then we'll bring the gravy together, right?
Yeah. We'll be back when all that's ready to go.
Great. All right. We'll be right back.
All right, we're back.
You nervous?
I mean,
This part.
I made gravies in the past. I'm not super confident on it because I don't do 2 pounds of gravy a day.
2 pounds of gravy.
I mean, It would be pretty.
For
Sometimes you
2
weigh
pounds
gravy.
of
If you weigh it
meat.
by, is it by weight or is it by quantity? Like
Well,
a gallon of gravy?
my beef consumption is by weight. Maybe gravy would be by volume.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. So the hamburger steaks are done. We're going to use that leftover grease and all the goodness at the bottom of the cast iron pan, and we're going to make a mushroom cream gravy. So we're going
At
to
the top of it.
yeah, just to drizzle on.
So
the
we
top.
need fat though, right? Because it looks a little dry.
It's just a little dry, so we're going to add just another maybe a tablespoon of beef tallow.
Okay.
We got it on a low heat right now, so we're going to let that melt.
And then the ravishing Mrs. Ritter, your mama, I probably should call her that. Your mama suggested adding some beef.
We'll
Bouillon,
we'll
right?
add that when we add the milk.
Oh, with the cream.
You
right?
don't want that burning.
Oh yeah, okay, good.
So
All right.
we got the beef
Beef
tallow
tallow.
in. It's melted. We got the pan on low heat. So we're going to go ahead and make that roux right now. So we're going to take our flour. Where's my whisk? And we're going to sprinkle that in there.
A little bit.
And
Got the whisk. You mean to whisk this?
yep, we can do the whisk or the spatula. And just keep that moving. So the key with the roux is it's just going to help soak up that gravy. And it's just going to brown up just a little bit and give a little bit of flavor prior to adding our cream or our milk. And we'll keep that flour out in case we need to thicken up the gravy just a little bit more. But the secret is not too much flour.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to think we've maybe got too much flour here.
Yeah, we might need to make a little extra gravy. All right.
I mean, see how it's all
Nothing
kind
wrong
of
with
dry.
that.
See how it's kind of dry?
Yeah.
I think we need a
little more
little
tallow?
more tallow, yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and add that in there.
It's an experiment, Bella. You see?
Yeah.
It's good.
That's the secret with the gravies is just knowing how to eyeball things and knowing how to adjust
Yeah,
when
see, that's a little bit more what you want to see is that kind of a,
take a little more tallow or
let's see. I hate to like go to extremes, like not too much, not enough. See, this is a roux right here. See that kind of paste? And that's kind of what we're looking at. I think that's going to work, man.
I think that'll be perfect right there.
Yeah.
All right.
You're looking for just a roux, which is French, right? You know, you speak French, Bella, right?
Yeah.
It's French for what? What is French roux?
I took French in 7th and 8th grade. That was quite a while
I
ago.
don't even know what it means.
Kangaroo? I don't know. Anyway, see that now now it looks like a little too much fat. See how it's kind of fatty. You know the liquid right there. So from my limited experience, we're looking for like a kind of a paste there. Anybody have any suggestions or anything else? Feel free to leave a comment. Any pointers or anything else? And I do read them, and I do take them to heart. So
I think
see how it's a little too much grease, a little
So I
more
think
flour.
what we could do is maybe add the mushrooms to help soak in that grease a little bit. You think? Hard to add in the cream?
Let's add a little more, just a
more
little bit more. Just dust it a little bit right here. Okay, stop. Just kind of mix this in. Brown it. I got this on real low heat. Taking our time. Turn it around. Okay, now what?
All right.
Now what?
We can add the mushrooms and we can add the cream.
All right, so these are mushrooms that we just sauteed in some ghee.
All right. And we'll add the cream.
Okay. Let's go. Mix this up. Pan's still hot from. Now see how it's thickened up with that roux. That flour kind of soaked it up. See that? Okay, a little bit more.
Cream.
See how it's like pasty? And you just keep adding a little bit of cream or milk. You can add milk. All we have is cream. We don't have any milk. And see how it's just thick paste? You just add a little bit more? Because we're looking for gravy. not a pancake batter here. A little bit at a time. Keep stirring, working it in, and that as that liquid thins out the roux. Okay, a little bit more. There, just. It's going to be a super rich gravy. Bella, you getting all this? You're going to be cooking for yourself for too long.
Yeah.
Cooking for your old man one day. Or he'll cook for you. See, that's like a little bit more?
Yeah, it's getting there.
It's like sausage gravy there, huh?
Yeah.
And if we had,
No.
do we have any milk?
I don't think we do.
This cream's pretty thick.
Cut it with a little bit of a little water.
We could. This is like, it's not so much gravy as paste at this point, you know? It's looking good though.
Smells good.
Yeah, let's see how it tastes. Now we want to add the beef bouillon now, right?
Yeah, I think it's getting close. You want to add just a little bit of water, or?
Hold on. How much? About a teaspoon?
Oh, I think that's too much. Just a little, just a taste of it. Because that stuff's strong.
Adventures in gravy. Yeah, try a little water. Just a little bit.
Didn't really pour out right.
You got to commit.
I think that's honestly about perfect. What's that?
Yeah, it's pretty thick. Still, let's try a little bit more. A little thinner. Pretty creamy.
Yeah.
Just keep stirring it around. Now you mentioned about salt and pepper also, right?
Yeah.
So salt, pepper to taste. That's looking pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's almost about perfect right there. Just keep stirring. And
Yeah.
probably honestly kill the heat now about this point. Just let
No, we'll let it warm back up because we've been pouring cold water and cold cream into it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Here's a spoon. You want to taste it and see? See what you
Let
think.
me get this little sippy bit mixed in.
That's a 8-minute gravy. Probably gonna need a little salt.
Oh yeah.
Salt?
I think the consistency is good. It just needs seasoning now.
Okay. And it needs how much salt?
Not a lot,
Okay.
but it does need a little bit of salt. You can never go have too much pepper.
So probably that's about we'll say about maybe a half teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, I think that should be good.
Yeah, that's probably a quarter teaspoon. And the salt,
The meat's gonna be salty too. So
yeah, so just salt and pepper to taste. And that's our mushroom cream gravy. All right, so we're all done. We're going to test it out, Nate. You try the hamburger first. Tell me what you think.
Try the hamburger side.
Good, huh? All right. Now try it with that mushroom cream gravy there. Oh, looks good. Try that. Gravy good.
Even better.
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
It's good, hearty flavor.
Super simple to make.
Super simple to make.
I like the technique with the mashing too. I like that a lot. So
Now,
learned a thing or two. Thank you, boy. We'll see you
Welcome.
next time. Okay. All right.
Will
Take
do.
care.